Penultimate episode of the Daily FX series, volume number 4. Welcome everybody. We're here to review the position I mentioned yesterday, as well as some new setups that might be on the horizon. So, GBP JPY, the position that I opened yesterday, I then closed it in the evening because I saw the price was approaching that area whereby there was a strong spike being printed and therefore a reaction could have been likely. So I closed it for 2.5. We then got that strong reaction into the origin of that price shift onto the area of my original take profit zone. The current price action then is coming back towards that zone. However, because we're in somewhat of a ranging climate, I'm not too interested unless I see a clear break in either direction, either below or above. With regards then to GBP USD, the position that I had yesterday took me out for a loss, and that clearly showed that the area of major interest wasn't that one. It wasn't that one either. Okay, so 2 losses taken, but instead we might be seeing some, so I put that there with an alert around here to notify me when price reached it. And at some point I wanted to get involved because I saw that it was respecting my sort of setup structure. However, I was looking at this strong black candle, which was way too impulsive, and in fact it did break below the previous lows. Therefore it was too impulsive, wanted to be slightly more cautious. I then wanted to drop down low on the 5-minute time frame and sort of wait for a clear breaker structure continuation back into the previous zone of demand, and then a potential position could have been taken. However, we now moved very impulsively without much of a pullback, and therefore no trade. A similar position was then on the table, on the cards for myself. So from point A to point B, we're now at the 61.8 range. So like GBP USD showed, we also had somewhat of a key value area at the 4-hourly demand zone at the 118. They got tapped. On the 15 is better, clearer, is clearer, is more visible. However, same sort of situation, too big of an impulse for my likings, and therefore I wanted to wait for somewhat of a pullback. Euro USD seems to be less impulsive than GBP USD, therefore I'm expecting a pullback here to get involved at potentially that order block to clear off of the zone where there's also, in my opinion, somewhat of an imbalance. So price is not fair at this area. It needs to come back down here to mitigate this zone of price action, and once we get there we can then maybe start to push higher. Tomorrow we have important news on the euro side, therefore I need to be careful to be mindful of any positions that are too close to the afternoon or early afternoon news release, and therefore provide an update after the news has come out with some sort of a macro consideration, and how that news release will then translate onto the price action that we can see on the charts. That is it for me. I will see you tomorrow, and have a great evening.